is a paid-for sponsorship with EA to celebrate the release of The Sims 4 Life and Death. I knew we had a Souls quota, but I didn't know that we also had a bucket list quota. I better get started on these challenges. This is my little man. This is Frederick Ferrari. Yes, that was his legal name. Fredo, Fredbear, whatever you want to call him. And of course, we have to reimagine him as a human sim. Luckily enough, the sim that I randomly rolled kind of already has the Freddy locks going on. We are gonna change up the color, and then I kind of want a little bit of facial hair that is gonna be kind of like the red stripe. Maybe this one has kind of got more of a strawberry blonde. We need to go for his dark brown eyes. He's currently just looking like a surfer, which honestly it doesn't surprise me. You take Fred to a beach, he was gonna be running down it, living his best life. How do you in The Sims get a sim looking like they just have no thoughts behind their eyes? I mean, to be fair, I feel like that's just Kyleson. Need the hairiest eyebrows known to mankind, or else it wouldn't be an accurate representation. Wait, why do those kind of already look Fred Law accurate? If there's one thing you need to know about Fred, it's the fact that that dog was so much stockier than anyone ever imagined. Literally looked so tiny, but it's not even surprising that he had the biggest bark I've ever heard from a small dog. His bark was so loud that once, I don't know if this was like a naughty thing, but it doesn't really happen very often anymore. Some firefighters actually were going from like door to door posting about fire safety, and Fred absolutely hated when anyone tried to post anything through our door, sprinted to the door, and I could see, because we had like a glass panel, that the firefighter ran off to the end of our driveway. And I was like, you know what? That is absolutely a valid response to how loud this dog's bark is. Like, he sounded like an Alsatian. That was until I actually put his lead on him and took him outside so that the firefighters could actually see him. And I don't think that man ever lived it down. Bless him. His team were absolutely ripping into him. They were like, oh, I can't believe you just got scared by that dog. Are you serious? He's like the smallest little thing. Why does this weirdly look so much like him? That's actually quite scary. He did kind of also have a little mustache, so I guess we could go for something like this. And then he wasn't really a dog that appreciated getting dressed up. In fact, anytime we tried to put any clothes on him, he was just like, absolutely not, this is not for me. But if there's one thing that he absolutely loved, it was coziness. Definitely one of the laziest dogs I have ever known in my entire life. There is the perfect cozy little jumper that we can give to him. I kind of want to match it to his fur, and I'm gonna say with the red and the blonde. Oh, Sims team. They really knew that I was gonna recreate my dog. They were like, let's give her the facilities to be able to do that. Oh no, I think I prefer this over the surfer waves. I'm not gonna lie, I've never really thought about what my dog's aspiration would be. Definitely not knowledge. We've already spoken about the nothing going on behind those eyes. Maybe nature. I mean, he definitely loved to sniff around at any given opportunity. I mean, I think I might be biased here, but we definitely have to go for loyal. There's nothing more loyal than man's best friend. A loyal fanboy of the Grim Reaper, about to dedicate his whole life with those big old eyes. How would the Grim Reaper not want him on his side? And then I do think we have to go for the opposite of active. My time is ticking to get these bucket list objectives done, and Grim is keeping a close watch on me. Honestly, you should be thankful I didn't give you the chase by death. Although maybe we should take out Clumsy and add that. He's making a bucket list and he's absolutely checking it twice. Still not used to the opposable thumbs though, so we're gonna dislike video gaming. It makes him too aware of his thumbs. Whew, we done the first task. I can feel a weight lifted off my shoulders already. It feels like Grim has maybe settled down just a little bit. What do you think? Can you see the resemblance between these two? I think we may have actually created a masterpiece. I don't think you're gonna get more Fred accurate than that. I do have to say a big thank you to Cats and Dogs for doing a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to the fur. But of course, that wasn't the only task on our bucket list. Now we have to move Fred into an apartment fit for the Grim Reaper himself. And as I've already stated, cozy is the state that Fred wants to be in. So we are gonna go for the cozy casket house. I've decided to turn it into a 2-apartment block. You never know, someone in particular may move in here eventually. Whenever I'm doing any form of renovation, I'm like, let me start in the bathroom. Is it because I'm a hot girly with tummy issues? Maybe. He's been used to pooping outside for majority of his life, okay? The least we can do is give him a fancy toilet. Although, this one is also maybe giving Grim Reaper a little bit more, especially with the silver. It kind of looks like the chains. Considering we have a ghost dog, I'm kind of hoping that we won't actually have to bathe that ghost dog. I kind of want to put some nice tiling in here. Now, when the Grim Reaper does come over, I want him to feel like he's entered the land of luxury. We all know that he is an iPad kid. He is going to be sat on this throne, just like scrolling through that bad boy for at least an hour. Is it a bad idea to put a candle in the bathroom now that I've just spoken about the Grim Reaper? Maybe spending a good couple of hours in here? Probably. This door is already perfect. We already know that the Grim Reaper definitely likes looking at pictures of himself. I mean, he makes himself Employee of the Month every single month and has photos of himself up all over his office. I kind of want to throw some gold into the kitchen. Oh my word, I absolutely love the underlighting when it comes to these upper cabinets. That's so sick. Considering so much of this house is going to be darker colors, I at least want to try and get like some patterns going and kind of take that inspiration from the Grim Reaper himself. That's actually really fancy. We'll just do maybe a romantic dinner for 2. There is also a meat version of this. If you fancy it. I might try and get some extra color in here. So I think actually we might go for the brown because obviously Grim also carries around his book. I don't know what Grim's tome does. I don't actually know why he has it, considering he does use his iPad. Maybe it is kind of a book of life. If you've ever written a book of life in The Sims 4, let me know. Is that even a thing that you knew that you could do? Whoa, why are so many of these so huge? Who allowed them to be so grandiose? Tell me why a mortar and pestle feels like it's needed in this kitchen. I'm just imagining him using the mortar and pestle to break down kibble and water. It's all he knows. Is it too on the nose to put up the death card in our kitchen? Not that I'm trying to bring any negative energy. I cannot be responsible for the amount of fires caused by this stove. And then I also placed down a mini Bonehilda pop. I kind of had this vision whilst I was making the kitchen that I wanted a surrounding maybe a bookshelf. Is it gonna fit? Oh, it does, but I don't think this is gonna be usable. We do already technically have a TV up in this creepy little shared area, so I personally think it would be a better decision to kind of focus on the comfy, cozy, welcoming vibes. Little kettle on the stove. Ooh, that's a bit of me. Oh, that color is absolutely stunning. Can I just say, I appreciate how much they have been using like warm brown tones in so many things recently. Definitely want what looks to be an ancient rug. I'm thinking maybe something from Werewolves, or we could go for this one that actually came with Life and Death. Brings in the greens and the blues that we have in this room. Suddenly the vibes are absolutely immaculate. Feels very, very weird to be listening to a little lullaby during this. It's like the game is telling me to go to sleep, but I can't give in. The Grim Reaper is still watching. A small little coffee table. Oh my goodness, this is perfect. I don't know why, but this green is kind of reminding me of the Grim Reaper. Like, if you look into his hood too much, I feel like it goes from being a black to like more of this tone, and that feels appropriate. We need to clutter it up a little bit. We need to breathe some life into this apartment. Is it now just starting to look like a shrine to the Grim Reaper? I'm manifesting the friendship that I want with him. Feels weird having at least a little bit of life and greenery in an apartment fit for Grim. The living room definitely needed a little bit more flair to it. I mean, hello, have you seen how the Grim Reaper absolutely serves every time he reaps a soul? He wouldn't want to hang out here with just like this old concrete wall. We're gonna leave that for the shared areas of the building. And then finally moving on to the bedroom. I absolutely love this rug with the death flower in the middle. I love how much of a role the death flower plays, obviously with the Grim Reaper, and then also just in this pack itself. And then when I was just browsing through, I actually saw something very, very cool that I thought could maybe work in the bedroom, which was this kind of curtain. Cheeky little two-poster. Swatch is stunning. Okay, maybe we will go for the brown to kind of try and draw that in a bit. Then we can always use this side table to look more like a dresser. He's gonna need some company with it just being him, so of course we are gonna get the one and only Nibbles the Crimton. Remind him of the dog days. He has his own little cuddly toy to talk to whenever he needs it. I've spent this whole time building and I only just realized that you could toggle those blue lines off. I apologize to everyone's vision. Who said you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Well, I'd certainly call that a grim improvement. I've completed yet another task. Now all that's left to do is to throw a funeral with ghosts. For that, one, we need to get to know some ghosts, and one has magically appeared on our lot. Ravenwood Welcoming Committee. Fred dog version is already ran out to greet them. We're gonna pay a respectful introduction. I feel like we need to, one, respect our elders. We are new to this world. And also, two, respect the dead. Purchase authentic pre-made will. Are we sure we can call that authentic? But heck, what do we know? We're brand new to this world. We may as well. This pre-made will may contain inheritance decisions that you couldn't have made yourself. Frederick Ferrari goes to the Azadi Gomez household. Oh, that's so cute, because they're the only other ones we know apart from Wayland. 60% goes from the Wares and 40 goes to the Azadi Gomez. Hello? They're looking after my dog. Surely more money should go to them. Oh, thank goodness. He has in stock what I came for. The Grim Deluxe Ascendant Crow. The good luck will pick up a couple of souls, because the easiest way for us to get to know the Grim Reaper and also maybe create some more ghosts for our own ghosty funeral benefit is to become a Grimter. Death calls and Fred listens, eagerly anticipating his first day of work. I know how it feels. I too got called by the Grim Reaper. As an employee, you'll you'll want to hit your weekly souls quota. Oh, sorry, big boss. Let me go scry for assignment over here. Didn't mean to step on your turf there. I just want to let you know I'm not here to be employee of the month. I am just here to be one of your loyal servants. Everyone's hogging the practice section, so we'll have to try and nip that in the bud. Fortunately for us, Barbara, not yet a ghost. Oh no, maybe we shouldn't ask him about the Rainbow Bridge. Definitely feel like that could give us an existential crisis. Right, Barbara, you've already made an enemy by using all of the objects that I want to use. Why does Kenny kind of look like me in another life? I'd recognize that gingery brown beard anywhere. Oh my goodness, we could do it lazily, but I want to actually impress Grim. Even though he stood over here, he can see me. Can we actually ask for a review? Felt good about the level of service despite the circumstances. Thank you. I appreciate you, Kenny. You know what? You are a good dude. Let's go release Kenny's soul to the netherworld, and then we need to socialize with our co-workers. It said that it didn't have to be a positive socialization. Oh, Barbara. Now that we've got our crow, it's time to start getting some intel. We're gonna gift him with a romantium. Also, what's gonna be the best way to befriend ghosts other than going to Afterlife Anonymous, which starts in about an hour? I feel like we should maybe bring something with us for them to eat. Hopefully none of them have traumatic experiences with grilled cheese. Grimmy, what did you bring back for me? And then we're gonna send you on a crow collective recon mission. The mallards of San Sequoia are abuzz. Whiteclaw, the famous albino alligator, has announced a permanent truce between all manner of fowl and himself. This likely bodes ill for the perch population, but this is not our concern, is it? Not him getting San Sequoia secrets. Where are all the ghosts at? Can't you all like traverse and stuff? Shouldn't you be here before I am? Hey Bayou, let me inquire about your ghosty self. Oh, but you're playing a trick on me. This is exactly... Oh, we are dressed as the Grim Reaper. It's no wonder that he's like, an old friend. Raj, how have you got yourself all the way over to Morningvale? I'm concerned. Did someone send you here because your music was too loud in your apartment? It was probably his own mother, let's be real. I'm fairly sure someone has been draining our needs because we look like we are about to pass away ourselves. We need to get home and take care of ourselves. Look, Grim, I know it's our second day and I don't want to come across as a bad employee, but he's woken up all excited because hopefully we can actually tick off our last challenge. We're gonna see what chaos they can come up with. Considering we've had so much chaos over the years on this channel, it's not surprising that this is part of my own personalized bucket list. Now see, I was potentially gonna use Barbara, our enemy, our work rival, as the bait for this one, as our funeral. But luckily for us, we actually have Fred the dog version's a little gravestone, and we can plan a funeral from this. We can also do it through the calendar, which honestly I'm kind of more here for. I wish that it was just under an event, because then that means that my sim, because he has the chase by death trait, we could create our own perfect goal. But unfortunately, throwing the perfect funeral isn't actually listed under partying. Not Kiyoshi getting on my level. You, sir, have absolutely earned an invite to this funeral. It's the best place to be. The guests are going to be Zuleika, Esther, Hao, Bayou, Kiyoshi, and Megumi. And sure, why not? Let's invite her. I wish we could invite the Grim Reaper. And then we don't need an entertainer. The ghosts are going to be entertaining enough. I actually want to see everyone get dressed up in their polished. You unfortunately can't select multiples. I honestly probably would have done like yellow, especially, maybe I will actually, in honor of Fred himself. We won't go all black. We want this to be fun. Now, I want to use Ghost Mastery for good and also Ghost Mastery for evil. We are going to give a mournful eulogy. We'll do a moment of silence. I kind of want to host it at my own house, considering his grave is already here. More importantly, I want to cook a home-style pet recipe for Fred We're gonna do dog bone meat pie. We're gonna try and drag that over to his grave. He already has a little pet ball here and his little ashes, which are so cute. I wanted to make this little spot dedicated to him. Sorry, Ghost Frederick, that's actually not for you. This is for Frederick over here. Frederick Ferrari thrice. I too would be crying if I got invited to a funeral and they only served me fruit salad. Funeral is about to begin. Let's get the pie started. We need to lead a funeral activity. That is a choice and a half. Business on the top, pie in the bottom. I should have known with having people wear yellow. The unfortunate thing is about throwing this with so many ghosts is you can't see the color of their outfits. However, we can actually change the color of these ghosts to yellow. You might notice we have the one and only Barbara with us. We're gonna actually have her go and take a little dip in the baleful bog, an out-of-body experience. She got the memo. She was like, I'm not even invited to the funeral with him being my mortal enemy, but I'm still wearing yellow. All right, Frederick, why don't you start leading these? Who was washing up? Who was that? Was it Olive? Oh, but I might have heard Zuleika baking a cake. But if Zuleika was baking the cake, then that means it was Olive that cleaned up my dog bone. We have a new enemy. Oh, I don't think we should be making an enemy out of Olive Spectre. We are going to yell at and we're gonna argue about our dirty surroundings because guess what? I like it being dirty. Barbara has turned into a ghost, which means she now has the ghostly powers to get this chaos flowing. We are gonna get all of these evil powers. Create eerie effects to scare nearby Sims, sinister haunt objects. That definitely means that we need to get a musical instrument. Who said we didn't have an entertainer? Barbara's the entertainer now. We also got levitator, give nightmares, manipulate the lifespan. Could you be stood any more straight? He's so built that his arms are going into his chest. Aww. Everyone's actually being very, very respectful about this. Even our enemy, Olive Spectre. And then why don't you give a toast now that we've done the respectful thing? And this is where we bring the chaos into it. Why don't you do a cheeky little ghostly bang? We need to use ghost mastery for evil. Oh my goodness. Oh, Olive's loving it. Olive is like, ooh, this is exciting. Use ghost mastery for good. Well, our own personal ghost unfortunately doesn't have any good. Can I ask any of the Sims for help? Nope. You don't have anything that means you can ghostly help. You don't have anything. Oh my goodness. Why have I invited any of you? None of you are able to help me. Oh, my legend. She can clean. I like how I have already chosen Zuleika to be my bestie in this, and I chose correctly, because apparently she's the only ghost that has empathy. And then when everyone goes in for food, we're gonna just start flickering the lights a little bit. We're gonna make them think that Fred dog version has actually started haunting, which I'm not surprised about, considering he's just sat here with the ball in his mouth and absolutely nobody is entertaining that. Wow. I love how you've all formed an orderly queue to listen to my eulogy. However, absolutely none of you had any reaction. Not even the hired mourners were like, we should probably cry. Light's gone haunted. He thinks it's from the Hallowed Grounds. I do kind of wish that there was a ghost power that allowed you to make your ghost invisible, so it meant like you were really haunting a sim. You know how how in The Sims 3, imaginary friends were invisible to everyone but the sim who owned them. I think that would be really cool for Ghost. He's definitely not scared enough though, so we're gonna give him a haunting shriek right in his face, and then I would like to doula peep him. Oh my goodness gracious me, no way did she just shake that out of his inventory from Frederick's pocket. 153 simoleons and oh, not the fire. Not the fire. This isn't the chaos that I wanted. Oh my word, it's all gone up. Oh my goodness gracious me. Fred, get over here and extinguish it, because nobody else seems to. Nobody else has to. So many of these Sims are dead. They don't care if there's a fire. Okay, have the ghosts got out of my way? Oh my word, are you kidding me? We can't get over there. Please, somebody extinguish this. Barbara, I mean, we could have definitely just stood and watched his whole place burn if we wanted to. Now he's gonna feel like he's in debt to her forever. I did feel like I maybe manifested that. But he did absolutely nothing to help us there. So we are gonna drain his bladder. I want him to feel embarrassed in front of all of his lol friends. Aww. Kiyoshi. We need to go and try and I was gonna say console him, but we may as well just scream incoherently in his face. Just for good luck though, let's go and give a rude introduction to Miss Spectre. I do want to stick up for Fred just a little bit. I have to. He's my dog. Are you kidding me? I can't just bully him this entire time. We're gonna siphon her life essence. Someone else is finally getting her back for all the time she's done it to her husbands. Well, I don't know about you, but I would absolutely call that a chaotic funeral with ghosts involved. I mean, if this was what my house looked like after throwing a funeral, I would be asking what the heck has happened here. Fortunately enough for us, we actually didn't lose our rug or like our music box. He was a fairy. Do, 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 do. Do 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 bop. I guess we'll finally let him rest in peace. I genuinely thought when I received this email from the Grim Reaper that was gonna be grimpossible to complete, but thankfully and hopefully we are no longer chased by death. I don't think he can keep it hanging over my head like a red little angry plum bob, but that was so much fun. Once again, big thank you to EA for sponsoring this video and for also coming up with my own personalized bucket list. You lot know how much I love a challenge, how much I love completing things within this game, and that really just felt like the epitome of it. Definitely let me know what was your favorite task, which do you think I did the best in, and also if you've been inspired by this video yourselves, I would love for you to write your own bucket list down below of things you maybe want to explore in this new pack, maybe something you've never ever done in The Sims 4. If you were to get that email in your inbox from the Grim Reaper himself, what would it say? And who knows, maybe you'll inspire someone else in the comments down below. But thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did, and I will speak to you all in my next. Bye now.